Three,
Ready?
2, 1. You know what? That works. It was delayed for you too, but I'm totally fine with it. Welcome to the
I tried to go a
Genshin
little bit early.
Podcast. Fair. Welcome everyone to the Genshin Podcast. I'm here with... Oh god, I broke the camera again. I'm here with StatJunkie, yes.
Woo!
And my co-host Exjino, who I'm surprised is playing Dokkan.
You just had Gold. You should play a third game that is also not Genshin. He plays
yeah.
Dokkan. I play Tower Fantasy, and you can play.
I'll play
Still a
Legends.
gacha.
I'll play Legends.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll play Dragon Ball Legends. I'll
No,
just
fuck it, just
uninstall
Just
the
launch
game.
Valorant.
No, why would I do that?
So, hold on, he's won. So anyways, guys, hold on, I'm clutching.
I cannot clutch in Valorant, I'll tell you that right now. I'm not very good in that game, but that's why I play Genshin, because at least I can be good at something. That is...
if you can iframe
spending
in
money.
Genshin, you can one tap in Valorant.
Are you sure about that?
No.
There's not very much correlation there, but sure. I actually have no idea what episode of the podcast this is, but that doesn't matter at all because the real topic of today is, well, how has Genshin changed since the last time we've done this podcast? It's been
Dendro
a
baby.
while,
Dendro baby.
and
Dendro
the main
baby.
target is Dendro in the green that is illuminating your face right now.
Wow.
So, one of you guys can start if you want, but what do you think the impact of Dendro had on the game?
I know StatJunkie had a lot to say, so if you want to go for it, you go first.
Well, I mean, there's all the characters that were pretty bad that are now good, at least at a baseline. Because any Pyro or Electro character, you can just put 1,000 EM on them, and they'll be in a functioning team now that Dendro's out. You just put them in blooms.
Hydro too, yeah.
I gotta say something about that
Barbara
later.
Bloom.
the 1000 EM thing.
Honestly, I think I agree. Like it made characters like, I mean, Sino always was decent with Dendro. He wasn't that great, but now with like Nahida and stuff out, like he's actually pretty good now. Characters like Kaching, who literally was an Electro DPS focused constellation character, now who you wanted to do her physical because her physical damage was just better, even at like C6 for the most part. Now her Electro application, how fast she applies Electro on her ultimate and stuff, and how she's always infusing herself, is so good when you pair it with other Dendro characters. Like even the Dendro Traveler is insane. They did a really good job with the Dendro Traveler. I'd have to say, because the Electro Traveler came out, everyone was like, it's okay, but the Dendro Traveler came out, they're like, damn, it's pretty good.
I think Electro Traveler is worse than the Geo one, to be honest.
Mhm.
I think the Geo one was infinitely more useful, and the Dendro one's the best by far.
I just choked on a fucking Gatorade. Oops.
Electro's actually my least favorite. I would also choose Animo before Electro, just personally. I don't know if it's
bad
actually
to
better,
play.
but
No, I agree
Yeah.
with you. It just feels bad to play.
Electro's just boring. You throw 3 knives, then it's like, okay, wait 30 seconds to do it again. It's like, okay.
Yeah, the cooldown does not make it fun.
I find Dendro is fun to use. I don't know why. I just like the way it is. Like he goes like he throws it, and it's a short cooldown. What is it, like 7 seconds or something?
I think it's
8 seconds. It's 8 seconds.
It's 8, damn.
Yeah, and his ultimate lasts for 12 seconds, so the cooldown's 20. So you only have an 8-second downtime with it. It's really good.
It gets extended with the C2, so it's like 15 seconds, right?
Wait, let me see. Yeah, it is. It's 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised how good the Dendro Traveler is, right? Like, I was thinking that he was going to be, not usable, but I think he's, like, better than Kolai in terms of, like, just effectiveness,
Oh, yeah, he's better than... Yeah.
How he has the on-field Dendro.
With all his constellations, yeah, definitely. Because his C1 gives him energy. C2 increases his ult by 3 seconds, which is insane. His C4 gives him the 5 stacks of it, the passive talent or whatever.
which EM goes up faster.
Yeah, it gives him more EM. And then one of his passives is every point of L mastery he has, he gets his damage increased dealt by both of his ultimate and his elemental skill. I mean, he's overall really good.
And the C6 also gives elemental damage bonus.
Yeah, Dendro damage bonus of the character under the effect of it. 12% increase.
I have
Pretty good.
no idea how to get that C6. I think it's from...
I
You
haven't
have to finish the story.
I did finish the story.
You finish the
Oh,
story,
really?
and then I think level 7.
I think you have to get the
statue.
rest of the oculi.
Yeah, because I'm at level 6 with like
Oh.
15 in. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I've got the new set from all the desert exploration that I haven't
Hold
done.
on. Let me see.
Which
Yeah, you
I'll
get.
tell you that they have specifically 2 oculi locked behind the Aranara quest, right? And
Mhm.
technically it's more than 2, but I'm specifically targeting the final location. You know, the spoilers for people who haven't done it. The like old city for the Aranara, right? There's 2
Mhm.
oculi there. You have to go through that entire quest to unlock that area. And
Yeah.
so that took me a while to get to.
That's about what is that like 9-10 hours of gameplay right there.
It
Just
is a
like get 2
long
oculi.
quest
Yeah.
if you even if you try to skip through it, it's pretty long.
Although I
But
think at this point, I'm not sure, but I think I have every Dendroculus.
you think
I've got, I think so, because I finally got to a reputation where I could craft the thing that finds them, and then I kept on using it in different corners of the map until I just couldn't use it anymore. So now I've got 23 leftover Dendroculi, and I don't know what level I have them. Probably 7 or something.
Oh god, they're gonna add more. That's right. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah,
There's not enough
mine's at
desert
level
guys.
6. Mine's at level 6, and you do get the last one at level 7. So for C6, you need level 7 statue.
Yeah, I have not done any of the desert ones because I like to collect them all in one go.
I've
And
just been
so I
going around.
accidentally
Yeah.
collected one. I just marked it on the map. I'm like, that'll be for later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just play it like I'm all over the place. Like I can't help myself. Like if I see a Dendro, I like go boom, and it pops on my map. Like I'm gonna fucking get it. So I just
Mhm.
collect them as I go through. I don't. It doesn't really matter to me if I have to at the end. I'm like looking for one Dendro. I'm spamming my keyboard like, where's this last one? I won't detect it, but eventually you'll find it.
Eventually, just to max out your reputation after how many weeks?
Why am I still here? Just to
I-
suffer.
Honestly, I feel bad about that one because I wasn't actively playing the game, right? And so I don't have my reputation maxed out. It's at like level 5.
Oh, I don't either. Yeah, mine's at like level 4 or something.
And so I'm just
Blue's already
suffering.
done with his.
Oh, I know.
Jesus.
Blue's been done with his, and he's not planning on summoning until Hate Them, so that's through what, 3.4?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which,
Something like that.
bro, I don't know. I just watched multiple people like summon for Miko the other day. Like Astro, this one person in chat, Astro, got C6 Miko.
What's your guys's
And I'm just like, I cannot believe the money you spend.
that is insane. Do you know your guys's the tree level in Varanara? What's your guys' tree level?
Mine's like 10, I think. I have the crown.
I know.
What?
I know that mine's capped, but I don't know what level it is.
Mine's at 25, I think, or something.
I legitimately
Okay.
was not doing it. I haven't done the exploration. Like I was just focusing the quest and like unlockables. I haven't done like massive exploration. So I just have that one
Yeah.
crown at like level 10, and then I don't have it anymore.
I'm gonna go check it right now. I'm actually gonna go sprint there, like right now. I think mine is like 25 because my percentage for like Sumeru is really high because I have like 85 in almost every spot.
Yeah, I just went for the
even in the
oculi.
desert, I'm at 80 plus. Yeah.
That is impressive because I have just barely touched the underground desert.
I am 100% on all areas.
Fair enough.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Probably a bad thing.
I mean,
No,
it's
that's
been
fine.
out for months now, so it's not a bad thing.
I just have been too busy. I wasn't playing the game. But that
Oh,
doesn't
I'm at 24. Correction, 24.
that doesn't mean I have no idea what's going on with Dendro because I've been enjoying that a lot.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I don't know if this is what everyone else thinks, but me personally, I think Kolai is like the worst of the Dendro characters we have so far.
I know, but it's Kolai. Don't shit on her. Do
Like,
not shit on my queen.
listen, she is Pog, but
She
she's
turned her
not
life
very good.
around.
She turned.
Don't be mean to her.
I don't know if this would be an unpopular opinion, but well, I don't know if Kali probably is the worst one, but I prefer playing her over Tanari. I don't like playing Tanari.
I mean, I
That's a
wouldn't say
fair
it's an
point,
unpopular
yeah.
opinion. It's like, do you like charge shot gameplay, right? Probably
People
not.
who don't like Ganyu are not gonna like Tighnari. It's just point blank, yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, they're literally the same character pretty much, except Ganyu does a million more damage.
Tanari can do some pretty good damage in a spread team.
He can, yeah, but melt,
Melt.
but melt and
Melt,
frozen,
yeah.
infinite crit, yeah. That's
Oh
fun, too.
yeah, that reminds me that I still have to try out the Nahida Ganyu Melt team because like it apparently supposedly made it better.
There's also the what's is
Oh,
it?
because of her bonus EM that she gives, like the 250 from Nahida.
Well, and because it's the team doesn't have ER requirements like a Zhangling team because the Zhangling requires the burst, but Nahida
Yeah.
just requires the skill. So you have full uptime on your pyro and you never have downtime.
Wow.
I'm trying to think. What's it
I didn't even
called?
think
It's
of
like
that.
it's like the Overload Burn team. I don't know what the name for it is called.
Overload burn.
I don't know. There's a name for it that I saw, but basically, the burn reaction sucks, right? But you
Mhm.
can use it
Yeah.
as a catalyst for other things like the overburn and
Yep.
that melt team, right? Which is pretty cool.
I haven't made a functioning one, but yeah, I have on my list that I have at the beginning of streams is burn verload. Make a functioning burn verload team, or overburn probably sounds better. I like overburn better, but I call it burn verload.
Yeah.
Burn overload.
I don't know. I feel like people expected them to touch that reaction, but it's totally fair that they didn't. I honestly hope that there is a certain unit in the future that isn't based on burning, but we will see, right? Because I'm not a huge fan of it's Burgeon is how you're supposed to say it.
Virgin, yeah.
Yeah, those two reactions. I don't know. At least with the current set of units we have, it's not something that's really appealing to me. But as for Hyperbloom, though, I'm definitely impressed with what I've seen in Hyperbloom and tried out.
Everyone knows how good Quicken and Aggravate is. Like we don't have to go over that. Like it's so
Yeah.
damn good.
Damage multiplier,
then-
what?
On Burgeon, you also like wind up damaging yourself so much that like the healing
Yeah.
and shielding requirements are higher.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's the-
like I
Yeah.
wish it didn't hurt you. If it didn't hurt you, it'd be much better.
Mm.
Like
I mean,
it's just like a quality of life thing. Like why does it have to hurt me too?
That's kind of the problem that some people face with Nilu is that you're doing so many balloons that have high damage amps that it kills you really fast.
Yeah.
And that's also like point of criticism that I said like, oh yeah, Nilu is mid-lu because you have to summon 5 other units for her to be decent, right? Which is just kind of true.
That is true.
But
That is true.
like-
now that I think about it, that is pretty fucking.
you need 5
You-
other
you need a
5
lot of
stars
other
for her to
cookies, yeah.
function, right? And so
Yeah.
it's like, is it worth the effort of that versus slapping on a wacky setup on your cookie and doing, comparable damage, right? Like, I don't know.
There's like replacements for every unit, but if you don't have the Kokomi and you don't have the Nahida, it can start to. I think it can start to feel pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure some people feel like Nahida is required for a certain unit, which I wouldn't say is true. I think Dendro Traveler is good enough for Aggravate team.
Oh,
and, like most
yeah.
uses.
Dendro Traveler is good enough, yeah. But Nahida is just so her damage is quadruple of that of the Travelers.
Yeah, she's got insane damage and application. I mean, the main drawback there is the reapplication, having pop on field, but that's not even really a problem.
Mhm.
But for that character specifically, she basically like twofold buffed Sino to where he
Mhm.
performs a lot better now, right? And
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. yeah.
it's fair enough that she still buffs the other electric characters, right? But I wouldn't say it's required for him, but a setup like that is required, which I think is quite unfortunate for that character. Because outside of that, it's like, well, what are you doing with the 6-second buff on your Kaza, right? For a 18-second burst.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I agree. I just think that he is so overwhelmingly they really killed it. Like you really feel like she's the Dungeon Archon when you use her, which is I really think they did a great job. I really think they did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, especially with that skill, having like the massive range, right? Just add it to your cringe
yeah.
compilation, right? And
Ryoki Tenkai, yeah.
it goes
Domain
through
expansion.
barriers for some reason. Like, I don't know. That
I just love her ultimate, dude. You just press it and just domain expansion. It's so cool. I love her ultimate.
it's a great ultimate.
Yeah. It's one of the most
Her
prettiest ultimates in the
constellations,
game.
her constellations are also pretty nutty. At least the C2 and the C6 are pretty crazy.
Yeah.
She's got really good constellations overall, right? The
Yeah.
weakest one, which is kind of weird to say, is actually the C4, despite it giving a
Yeah.
chunk of elemental mastery. It if you went for constellations, like I wouldn't blame you. I don't see a reason to go for the C6. C5 is where you'd probably stop. But C2 is where you can see those big damage screenshots from other characters like Nilu,
Yeah.
right? Getting 680k plus blooms or something like that.
Hmm.
Which,
What is there?
if it's
what is there-
practical, that's up to you. But
Is there C6 like Kazuha where it makes her just a main DPS or what?
no,
I
her
didn't read
C6
it.
is like Yelan, where you get like a massive
Oh.
damage boost for 5 normal attacks that scale on elemental mastery and attack by a lot.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what it did because I remember I opened up. I was like, oh, C2 is good. C4 elemental mastery buff, and I saw C6 and it was like a paragraph. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna read this.
Yeah, no.
I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it, so I'm not gonna read it. That's fine.
It's interesting. It's good, right? It's kind of like Yelan for groups, right? You just quick burst them down with massive amounts of damage instead of one single target. But it's in terms of like value, I don't know. That's up for the whoever the whale is spending that much money to get her C6. It's like I'm
I
don't know.
not spending that.
I think C2. I have C2, and it already feels a little ridiculous. Like, although honestly, this Abyss still made me kind of work for it, even with the C2, at least a little bit. But I don't know. I just feel like C6 is so far beyond anything that's necessary, unless you're like doing max level difficulty on the what was that event called with like the triple Kenkies that killed you instantly? Ronin? No. Vagabond.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a pretty wacky event.
That event
We're
was
getting one soon, I think.
ridiculous.
Aren't we getting the
good.
hypostatic symphony this update?
Oh yeah.
All right, boys, time to
Bro,
crack
that's
out
supposed to
those
be soon.
wallets, right? Like, come on.
Don't care.
Anyway, circle back to something green, right? I know Stat mentioned earlier the Abyss, right, was being kind of hard to like complete, and I totally agree. That floor with the what are the enemies called? Whatever those knights are, the
Black Serpent Knights or
That's
something.
I think
those
that's
guys.
floor 3. I think that's the last chamber 3.
They
chamber
were
3.
super tanky.
Oh yeah.
Like, I was honestly surprised at how tanky the enemies were in
Yeah.
this Abyss.
Because I'm used to my Raiden pulling out her sword, doing 600k, and everything dies, but they didn't die. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like they were just surprisingly tanky. And then again, my most recent runs were me trying to compare my Kaching to a way more invested C6 Sino. And surprisingly, the times were pretty close. So I mean, if I had more invested in Kaching, I could probably match the time, right? But
Ah.
different levels of investment for each account, and well, I guess that says more about Sino than it says Kaching. But Dendro is definitely a
Yeah.
huge upgrade for these units.
I have a question for you guys. Do you guys now think Kaching is the best standard banner character? 5-star.
I'd still say it's Jean.
You'd say Jean over Kaching, so?
I still say Jean.
I don't know.
It's not. I don't know, but I know it's not Chi-Chi.
I mean, we know it's not Chi-Chi or
Rip-
Diluc. We can all
rip-
agree on that.
Rip Bozo.
I've been
Bozo
really
Peppa.
enjoying Diluc lately.
Oh yeah, Diluc is still one of my favorite characters. I don't care. People
One-
say he fell off all he wants. I still use him. I don't care.
One of the teams that I really love to play is Diluc, Xingqiu, Kuki, and Zhang Ling, and that team was actually able to like 9-star 12 when we had the snake that used to dive underground and stuff, and like the huge robot snake that's in the chasm, and that was in the abyss. That team just like slaughtered the snake easily because the
Ruin Serpent.
Yeah, the Ruin Serpent.
Yeah.
Because it didn't have any downtime really, and it was just like everything was on demand. Because you'd get 3 instant up. But one of the big things that Diluc has going for him is every single E has an independent internal cooldown on Pyro. So he's like Pyro, 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 which is great for the Overload Kuki, and he charges the Zhangling as well. Anyway,
Ooh.
that
I didn't even think of that. That's a good team. You said Kuki now. I kind of give like a eyebrow. I was like, I never heard of that. But
Unlike
that sounds good.
some YouTubers, I will not mention it.
Oh.
No. Listen, it's
not him.
No, it's not him. No, it's not him. It's someone else. Blue probably knows who I'm talking about. I have to point it out. But if you watch their content, you know exactly what I'm gonna point out. The Burning Team, right? Unlike some YouTubers, Stat actually has good suggestions on like a Burning Team. And I want to mention that because Cookie has had sort of a renaissance in terms of how like she's actually usable now. Like before,
Yeah.
you could like say she was terrible, but she's actually really good now. No.
I don't know.
No, I know you're gonna say the overload cookie and that you were experimenting with that. Yes, it worked, but it wasn't necessarily good. Now with Hyper Bloom, she is really good. It's a more niche setup, but she's a lot better than she was, before.
You could just say that she's a lot better than she was just because of Dendro. That's pretty much point blank.
Mm-hmm.
Every Electro character got hugely buffed because of it.
I think Cookie's maybe like, if I had to give a ballpark number, I think 3% better than she was.
Wait, how much you were cutting up there?
Yeah, you're cutting out a bit.
Maybe a good chunk better, like 33% better. I don't think she's like fundamentally changed. I think she was kind of like a little lukewarm compared to some. Well, no, honestly, I don't know. I've been playing Cookie since she was released, and part of that's because I got C6 Cookie right away, and like I immediately put her on 4 Gilded, and I was like, why are people trying to build her to like do talent damage? I don't understand. And everyone was trying to build her for talent damage, and then saying like, oh, that sucks, she sucks, and like I don't know.
She's a reaction bot. She's meant for that.
Yeah.
I mean, the main thing there, right, is she comes out with her kit with mainly HP scaling for her ultimate and then healing from her E skill, right? The damage from the E skill, though, is based on attack. Same with, the other parts of her passive. You get EM for extra healing bonus, right? I don't know what the percentage is, but it's, it gives you healing bonus and damage, which is kind of weird because her damage numbers aren't good in the first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have her constellations that don't make much of an impact apart from that C2, which is pretty good. And then that niche C6 for whenever your health drops low, right? So when she comes out in an environment where we don't have Dendro, right? And you have all these low numbers and unappealing
that's why
stats,
everyone's shitting on her. Yeah.
It's like, even if she isn't doing good talent damage, she's not providing like anything, special at the time. Now that Dendro's out, she is a perfect reaction bot for anything related to Dendro and all those teams.
Agree.
She's great in them. Right.
What about my boy Toma?
We're not gonna talk about him. I mean, we can if you want, but we're not gonna talk about it.
Do you think Toma got buffed with Dendro?
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah. Oh, I thought
what?
I thought he's the best
did.
He's the best Virgin unit among the Pyrocast.
Well, I mean, yeah, but unlike Cookie, he doesn't have a single point of like EM in his kit, so he doesn't benefit extra from it.
Yeah,
right. That's right.
And then there's like the number of people playing Burgeon is also just significantly lower than Hyperbloom, just because Burgeon doesn't have something like Electrocharge, which actively works for Hyperbloom. Burgeon has Burning, which actively works against Burgeon.
I mean,
so
doesn't Burgeon still hurt you as well?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just find Hyperbloom is so much better. I don't like Burgeon for those various reasons.
The only downside is Hyperbloom is like Hyperbloom is sort of single target, and Burgeon is AoE. So if you could group people, like there could be situations where Burgeon outperforms it, but that's a minority.
That's still trying to swirl like Kazuha on top of the team that already requires a Dendro and a Hydro. So you would do Dendro, Hydro, Toma, and Kazuha, and then try to swirl it and still get Toma the proc.
Hear me out, Gold Demon. What if grouping Pyro Claymore female character comes out? That's really good.
All I'm saying is that she's probably a 5-star Zhangling. Just saying. Probably.
Nah. If they don't make her, if she is a mercenary, she's always seen throwing hands, and if they make her a support, I'm not. I give up.
Or they
So
could make her like a damage dealer and buffer. Like it could be a Kazuha kind of
Ooh.
situation. I don't know.
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Make her C6 is make her an insane DPS. And then like other than that, she's a good support. That'd be cool.
I mean, I'm
But-
excited either way.
Yeah. What if Burgeon swirling character comes out that has insane CC and their name starts with D and ends with A? I'm just spitballing here.
Look, they are. All I can say on that is that there is a huge problem putting Elemental Mastery on a Pyro character because you
Yeah.
already know that's gonna get vape and melted, right? Depending on how they make her kit, like they're gonna have to be very careful on how they make their kit, right? Because it's either gonna be OP, for like, all the old stuff, or it's gonna work really well with Dendro. I think they should go with a medium to where she just generally gets buffs based on Pyro, reactions, right?
Yeah.
So that she is, whatever type of character she is, but she gets buffed for doing Pyro reactions, and that maybe she buffs Pyro reactions, right? If they focus
I
specifically
agree.
on that,
Yeah.
you can use the whole suite and not have it suck, right? Not be like, oh, I didn't build Elemental Mastery, I can't do 2 million damage vaporizes, or like, oh, I didn't build Elemental Mastery, I can't use my burning team for whatever reason. Right? Like, just
I don't want to be a
give it more
Debbie
variety.
Downer, but considering Dehya's coming out at the time of Dendro, she's gonna have some kind of she has to have some kind of Dendro compatibility in her kit. There's no way that she doesn't. There's no way
Yeah.
that they release her now in Sumeru, a Sumeru character especially. Like if I don't understand, maybe if they drop like an Inazuma character
I don't know,
that
Scaramouche
has
doesn't.
nothing with Dendro. Okay, well, Scaramouche and Nemo. And Nemo does not work with Dendro.
I'm
This is
just
fair.
saying. I'm just saying the two characters in the next update, they don't. All right, that's all I'm saying.
Are you gonna swirl grass? What's wrong with you?
I know I said that at some point.
I remember. That's why I said it. I can't wait to swirl grass. I think that's what it was. I can't wait to swirl grass.
It's true though. Come on.
It is true. It is true.
Let me go outside, swirl some grass, right? To be fair,
That does
though,
remind me though
Mhm.
of the injustice done to Geo because it does not interact with Dendro. As someone who really loves Geo, I'm a little bit sad that comparative to everything else, Geo has kind of fallen further behind.
Yeah,
Geo is taking a backseat for a while, unfortunately.
I had this discussion with my girlfriend. Is Geo now the worst element? Before it was Electro, but is now
Yeah.
Geo the worst element?
It is. It
It
definitely
has
is.
to be. Like when I think about it, what would you put above Geo? Because you're putting Nemo above Geo. You're putting Hydro above Geo.
The main
Electro's
thing
now
with
above
that
Geo.
is that Geo at this point has so many setbacks, and it's not their fault. It's not its fault. It's
It's
because
not its fault.
Hoyoverse isn't
Yeah.
releasing anything related to them because they're kind of done with the Geo team, right? It's kind of like how Zhao's had the same, state of play since he's come out. They're just done with Geo. It started with their new set, right? The new set helps all of them but Ning Wang. Unfortunately, she has had fallen off for various reasons, but
I still use her. I don't care.
it comes out, it massively buffs them, right? They release Arataki Ito beforehand, right? But he gets a set,
Ito's insane.
and
No,
so
we-
it's good
we
for
need-
the time, right?
We
During the
gotta
same
give we gotta give
update-
respect to Ito. He's insane.
During the same update, they release a event limited weapon for one of the key supports for it, right?
Cinnabar
Who
Spindle.
essentially doubles his damage, right? And he basically gets
Yeah.
triple damage from that update alone, right? Makes him infinitely better. And then they stop, right? They completely stop.
Yeah.
So they don't get a new unit, and they don't get, or, well, actually, no, they do get a new unit, but she's not meant for Dendro, or, sorry, Geo. So,
Yunjin?
yeah, Yunjin. They don't get any updates, and it's just stagnant to this day, right? Geo.
They still have the best elemental
Um,
resonance. That's
mhm.
for sure.
And so, like, characters like Albedo, who, again, if you didn't play during the time to get his weapons, he is very, like, nerfed without the weapon, right? Not having it. And so that is already a deterrent for players, and makes it difficult to use the character, effectively. And if you don't have someone like Goro, right, you're kind of losing out on your biggest buff possible for your two DPS
Yeah.
characters.
If you don't have Goro, you're kind of screwed. I agree. Well, you're not screwed. Like you could still run Ito, Ningguang, Albedo, and Zhongli and do insane damage. But if you have Goro on that team instead of Ningguang, like your damage output is like doubled. It's insane.
Yeah. And so you're handicapped twofold, right? You can't get the weapon that makes Albedo, like the unit to run on the team, and then you have to go through the whole game to get to the extra island just to upgrade your Arataki Ito.
Yeah.
If you have him as a main DPS, or if you're using Noelle, the best unit in the game. I love Noelle.
Woo!
you still have to go all the way to Nazuma to upgrade your Goro, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate for new players, right? Just being handicapped if they want to use Geo, compared to
I agree.
oh hey, let me go walk over to Sumeru, get Dendro, and now I do big damage.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I definitely would say Geo's the worst, but when it comes to the second worst, I'd say this has been the most balanced that most of the elements have been. Like before, it was Pyro by a mile, but now it's like everything's kind of like equal.
I mean,
like,
it was Pyro by a
insane
mile
now.
for a few updates back in 1.0,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's been like that for a while. In all fairness, though, they did, for whatever reason, buff Hydra Resonance.
Yeah, 25% HP. That's pretty crazy.
It's crazy that they gave a buff to one of the best characters in the game.
Oh yeah, let me give 25% extra HP to Goatlon. Yeah. Sure.
But I still think that Animo and Electro Resonance should be buffed. Like
Animo's pretty good, I'd say. The resonance for Animo, yeah.
What is like movement speed and then reduced cooldowns?
15%
Does it reduce stamina
movement
consumption?
speed.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's 15% stamina consumption decrease, 10% movement speed, and then you shorten your cooldown by 5%.
And then
I'd say
Electro is.
I just
it's
think it
perfect
needs
for what it should
I
be.
just think it needs a little bit more, but the Electro one is the main one I have a problem with, because it's you do an Electro reaction and it gives you a single particle every 5 seconds. It's not good. And I'd rather it just give a tiny amount of energy
Yes.
recharge and a tiny amount of electric damage, like 10 or like
Yeah.
15% of both, right? If you do
No, that's too
15%
much.
recharge and 50% electric damage. How's
No,
that too much? though?
because for Electro in its state now, giving them another 15% damage would be, I think that'd be too much. I think you probably get like 5% damage. You wouldn't want to do 15. Raiden's already overpowered. Do you want to have her hit more?
Yes.
I don't know about that. Okay. Well,
why didn't I?
I would say that it's still the worst two set of elements resonance. Electro. Anemo's good for. Honestly, I think Anemo's good for what it is now because it's meant for exploring. You don't really run double Anemo unless you're exploring, unless you're doing the Zhao team, right? With Jean. But I'd say Nemo is good where it's at. 15% decreased stamina consumption and movement speed buff, I say is enough for where it is now. Like it's meant for exploring. That's why every time I explore any new area, it's always Zhao, Jean, Bennett, and Zhongli. And I literally just don't I kill the whole game, and you get movement speed buff and decrease in stamina. So I'd say it's definitely better than Electro's. I do agree. Electro's needs a buff of some sort, or they could at least lower the cooldown from 5 to like 3. Then it would be much better.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd take the cooldown.
I just feel like that it needs to benefit the electric characters more, because a bunch of them already generate enough particles to where you'll get their bursts.
Yes, that is true.
On time, so they don't need a particle related resonance. They need one that works with the identity, which is like giving them extra energy recharge, right? That isn't so useful in characters like Kaching, but that is insane for characters like Raiden, right? It's insane for like the Yula team, right? It's insane for Mono Electro. Giving a little bit energy recharge for having that would be awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Increases max. I guess you could do increases energy recharge by 25%, like how they have HP by 25.
Yeah, but like you don't even have to go
by,
to the electric damage bonus. It could just be energy recharge.
No, energy recharge increased by 25. I agree. That'd be pretty cool.
Like it would help out so many people, and then it also makes funny enough, it buffs the emblem set, so any like team that has
oh shit, I didn't think of that.
In any team that has, beta official, like just any combination of characters that use emblem, right, on double electro, they get more damage. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, That is a great idea. I like the energy recharge by 25%
Mhm.
for Electra. Because right now it's just not good enough. But it's a little bit of help. But I can't wait to take 40% less damage from Hydro. Woo!
Well,
My
it's 40%
favorite.
less time being affected by Hydro.
Oh, even
man.
better.
Even better.
Think about how many, Hydro enemies we have.
I mean, honestly, that's actually kind of nice for I don't know, when they pull out the. Remember that one chamber for 12 where they had 2 cryo gunners and 1 mirror maiden, and they would like constantly
God,
freeze,
yeah.
and also the slowing waters effect. Oh yeah, if you were affected by Hydra for less time, you would get rid of the most annoying effect in the game, the slowing waters.
Actually,
not
I
like
do
fully.
want to comment on that. So like that was an Abyss stage, right? This current Abyss stage requires you to have a Dendro character or a Hydra character, right? If you can do some
Oh, yeah.
funky stuff with Bloom and get it to proc, but imagine how many people that's gonna hurt, dude. They're new to the game or they haven't done Abyss before, right? They're probably only gonna have Dendro Traveler. They're forced to run Dendro Traveler they probably don't have built. I'm totally fine with that, right? But this Abyss is gonna hurt for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like
It was
Yeah,
I
yeah.
actually today I did Abyss on my account and on somebody else's account. I did Arrow's account on stream, and honestly, I didn't mind the first half too much. Well, the problem was the Electrobat, the Thunder Manifestation.
Yeah, he
It's like
flies
if you're-
around so damn much, dude. He's
Yeah, if you're not using Yoimiya on that, then what are you using? You could use Yanfei or Ningguang. So like, what are the odds that you have one of those built? Because they're kind of off meta in the first place.
yeah.
And then you put your Yoimiya on the bottom half, which means you have to put your Xingqiu on the bottom half, which means your top team cannot be Xingqiu, which disables like a lot of Dendro comps. So
Yeah.
that's just like
I mean,
it's a
here's
great day
here's
for
a
people
simple
who
solution for that.
Yelan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great day for people who own both Yelan and Xingqiu. Yeah.
It's a great day for Yelan enjoyers.
The funny thing about that is when I was doing my test runs for Aggravate Kaching, the other team I put was Yoimiya, Jingqiu, and Yelan. And so I just wiped them out. Like,
Yep.
easy peasy.
What's the problem, guys? Just pull the best character.
What, you don't have a C6 Yelan? Come on.
Get your money up, Bozo.
Dude, this is so
Yeah.
funny. I mentioned this earlier, but that whale Astro, oh my god, bro, they have they C6 like so many units, but they're sitting there with like a C6 Elan and a C6 Nahida, and I'm just like, so why can't you complete Abyss?
Wait,
And-
can't
Well, they
beat
weren't able
this?
to?
No, I'm sure they can, but word for word, it is a skill issue. I didn't say
Maybe.
it. They said it. They themselves said it. It is a skill issue. I'm just
Maybe
like,
that might be true.
listen, you have the C6 characters. I don't. I'll help you build them, but like I don't. Not my money. Not my money.
Wow. I didn't even. That's actually crazy. C6 Yelan and you can't even beat the game. You just need her and you win. You don't even need anyone else on your team. Like what? I mean, I get it though.
Then again, they didn't have the world leveled up, so I don't blame them.
Okay.
Again, they play the game how they want, but like,
Yeah.
when you handicap yourself at AR-45 for so long,
Oh, they purposefully did it?
yes,
Like as a challenge account? That's kind of cool.
no, not as a challenge.
Oh.
They just.
Speaking of which, this Abyss is actually very good for people who are trying to like speed run Abyss the first time ever for as fast as they possibly can
I was
because
just about to say that.
yeah, they've got the true damage
True
for normal
damage
attacks.
increase. Yeah. I agree.
I haven't noticed the effect. Yeah, I haven't noticed the effect. I don't pay attention to that.
I
I'm
think
just
that's how
like-
the world record was set, was with one of these buffs.
What for this Abyss?
Well, an identical buff, but not this cycle. The world record was set with this buff though, the true damage one.
Oh,
True damage is
I mean-
extremely overpowered.
I don't know like what you're referring to specifically, but I do know like one of the fastest Abyss clear times was, it was actually a while ago, but it was with Raiden and Eula, right? You would just one shot the thing in like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
double nuke setup. It's very strong. I
You
wonder
don't
why.
say.
Right? Oh, 2 units that drop 1 million damage ultimates? No way.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I wish I had their constellation, specifically Eula, because then I could run that, and I'd go up against the 2 million HP like Prima Geofish and be like, "You're dead."
Not I'm thinking about it. I was thinking about it. Next time that we come on, we're gonna do a tier list for the best standard characters so that we can actually like put them in place. And then we're gonna do the best elements. And we'll just have two little tier lists where we could kind of discuss and place them around. Because I mean we touched on it now and we kind of decided, okay, this is the best, this is the worst. But I want to see like what is in the middle and where would we place those characters and the elements. I think that'd be
I was
cool.
actually just thinking, since you mentioned Eula, that if we consider physical as its own like archetype, that it's probably in competition with Geo for the worst.
Yes,
But
yeah.
I think
I blame
it's
Jinyan for
probably
that.
still better than Geo. Just because all of the supports for physical are still usable in elemental comps, like Fischl
Well,
for a
not one
Eula.
of
Like
them.
Fischl's usable everywhere.
We're
But
smoking
Geo,
on that.
your investment doesn't go anywhere else.
Smoking on that
I don't know, not one
Zhongli
of
pad.
them. Zhongli is
Rip
still
Bozo.
useful on all those teams. He's
I know it's
Yeah.
just funny
True.
to say like Geo's bad and just like, oh, rip Zhongli, rip Bozo. I don't. It's just so funny.
okay.
I know,
love
like,
the
all the-
Bozo meme.
All the Geo characters as standalone units are like crazy powerful as far as their
Yeah.
kits go. They have like great
Oh,
great
yeah.
Well,
kits.
Gora not
It's-
outside of Geo, but yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
Mm.
But they just like don't interact with anything outside themselves, which makes them like weak from an account perspective.
Gold Demon, you hit him with the well, actually. Goro is actually about that.
Listen, I don't care. Anyone can correct me. It's fine. But,
Technically speaking, you're incorrect.
oh god damn it! What was I gonna say? You made me forget what I was gonna say.
Okay, alright, okay. David, I was gonna say something. Throwing some shots around the graveyard. Okay, man, I see you. Shoot at a dead grave. I see how you are. David, something about elements. I really forget, dude. Go back to Princess Connect. Yeah, man. Okay. Oh, okay, David. It was important. Why? It's okay. Let me think. I'm gonna be thinking for a while, to be honest. You can cut this out if you need to. Probably. Yeah. His brain needs to process. My brain needs to process. Yeah. About the elements. Was it about like arranging the worst and best?
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't know if you were there, StatJunkie, for when I was going over my tier list comments on like on stream when I was going over the comments I had in my previous tier list videos.
I was there for part of it, I think.
Part of it.
But
Yeah.
yeah, not all of it.
I'm just surprised that so many people back then were denying how strong Zhongli was.
Oh
Was
yeah.
that your original tier list video that you got like shit on for? Like the first one you ever did, where you had the Chi-Chi with the brick on her forehead?
Oh yeah, the one where half of it I was joking. Dude, I got
Yeah.
so many like dislikes and stuff on that one. Even though like funny enough, one of them was because they were disagreeing with the barber placement, and that was clearly a joke. I put funny voice and then trash being Lisa and then like Barbara and like two other characters. Like it was clearly a joke. But yeah, I don't know. The real like target there is the second one that I had. There were so many people with like the most wild takes, like saying
Oh.
Zhongli is an SS tier, right? And that one dude who said Lisa is like A tier because she can do 60 to 70k damage or something like that. Like I had so many wild comments, and
I remember that.
I think you remember that one guy who was like avidly defending Ayaka.
Me?
No. Do you not remember like that one guy? There was a whole thread under one of the comments of the guy like defending Ayaka. Like
I mean, I don't
hardcore.
blame him. Ayaka's insane.
Well,
but,
no. He was saying that like Raiden is trash and that Ayaka is way better.
Oh, that
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you're smoking. Yeah.
Like
I would not say Raiden dumps on Ayaka.
so many people were down on Raiden
Well-
whenever she first came out.
I wouldn't say Raiden completely dumps on her, but like she's better, but not by a significant amount. Ayaka in the freeze comp is still one of the best teams you could run.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm
she's so
just
strong.
surprised at some of those comments. They're
Not in this
absolutely
abyss
wild.
though. She gets countered by this abyss.
I want to devil's advocate a little bit on the Zhongli, because I like the angle that I see for him not being that great is because on like 95% of the teams you could put him on, there is a best in slot unit that'll raise the DPS instead of him. But if you like, I don't know, there's nobody else that provides what he provides. So as far as like value for like what he covers,
Yes, yeah.
like there's no alternative that's better than him at what he does. And if you're a mobile player, then he's like a godsend.
Well, I mean, that's essentially my argument. Like, what Zhongli does is so good and so useful, that I would, like, me personally, I would value him up that high, and that's why I put it there. Like, if a unit can do more and, like, do more effectively, I'm gonna put them high. It's like, yeah, I got flack for putting... okay, that one I will say is totally fair. On my original one, I completely overrated Diana. I put her at, like, at the top 5, right? That one's totally fair.
Yeah, no, she's not that. She is really good. I still say she's one of the best characters in the game.
Yeah,
but she is not top tier smoking crack.
Yeah, she's not fine. That was a totally fair like comment.
Speaking of which,
but,
Layla was just released too.
Ooh, yeah.
As far as the Diona discussion goes, but what are you gonna say?
I don't know. I just feel like in terms of like I value them so high because they do X thing and do X thing well, right?
Yes. Yes.
I know a lot of people are just like Diona's trash, and like no, she's really good. She's up there.
She is
because she does so much.
One of the best cryo energy givers in the game. She gives so many particles. Mm-hmm. So for characters like Eula and Ayaka who need a lot of energy, she provides that to them, which is insane. Especially running her with, what is it, sacrificial?
Yes.
Yeah, sacrificial. If you run her with that and she gets double procs, you funnel 6 energy to your Ayaka. It's insane. 6 particles.
I don't know the number of particles, but she has like the biggest
6.
initial boost of particles for crowd members. And actually, on that note though, I see so many people like running teams combinations of Eula because I just pop up in social media and it's just like Eula teams and whatnot. I disagree heavily with a lot of their combinations, like using Layla with it, but I guess that's something that's that you might want to talk about, like Layla releasing recently. Right.
Oh yeah, I was just like reading over her kit, and just her shield scaling is really strong. Obviously, she doesn't heal, which Diona does do. Yeah. And I don't actually. I should have looked at the particles that she gives. I don't know if she gives as many particles as Diona, but I do know. I'm about to die. Hang on, I'm going to get out of here. Jesus.
I do know this. Each time she uses her E skill after shooting out like the volley, like so the actual stars have to go and hit something. It's a chance to generate a particle. So she'll generate like 1 to 2 particles effectively per like cast of the E skill.
Okay. I thought that was just for her. Is that in her constellations you're talking about?
No. That's how many particles she generates. I don't know what her.
Okay. She has like an additional thing where she self-gens energy in her constellations. Where it's like every star that hits, she also gains 1.
Yes, yeah.
Not 1 particle, but 1 energy for herself per star that hits. Which winds up being like, I don't know, like maybe 15 energy per rotation, which is pretty crazy since she's already 40 cost.
It's
I think it's
C0. It's like 8 stars that effectively get out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the constellation you're talking about for the energy is C2. I think that's 1 energy. Hold on, let me check. I could pull it up.
So she gets an effect of like anywhere from 8 to 12 particles.
Yeah, it's her C2.
Okay.
It's her C2.
If it's 8 at base, then if it's 8 at base, then you'll get
you can get
like 10 at C6
to go off, but it requires precise timing, so it's realistically just 8 because it's 2 volleys of 4.
Well, the only thing that really like made a big impression on me about Layla is that she has a lot of shield strength bonus built in that's extra. Like if you add it all up that she like applies to herself, she gets like 46% shield strength bonus.
From her passive skill, yeah. Her passive talent is pretty good. It's her first passive talent.
Yeah, then plus her like C2 or something.
Yeah, it's no her C1 and her passive talent, yeah.
Ah, C1.
Her C2 is the one that gives her energy.
Yeah.
And then C4 and C6 are damage ones.
I haven't seen well, actually I have seen it. I saw parts of the video of like damage maximized Layla at C6, right? Which she's a crowd unit, so it's really just a plug for Shinha Quill, right? So
yeah,
pretty much any of them can do that. But the main thing pretty much the only thing that she brings is the tanky shield that has really good uptime because it's 12-second cooldown with 12-second duration, right? So you got really good uptime with a shield that is tankier than Diana's, but that's about it. Diona does like everything else.
And
has,
Diona C6 gives EM. What is it? 200 EM or something? What's her EM?
yeah, it's 200 EM above 50%.
Yeah. And then if
I
you're
think-
below 50, he'll increase. Yeah.
I think that as far as being an enabler by applying cryo more often, Layla wins over Diona. Because Diona, no?
No, Layla's ultimate is cryo every other hits, and so it's kind of like it doesn't apply nearly as much. And then,
But then the
Diana's
shield
doesn't
also
proc
keeps
often.
applying.
Diana's
The shield also applies intermittently. It keeps on like continuously applying cryo alongside
well, I mean, you
the
could use
burst.
it as like a niche option, but like it doesn't apply like necessarily more cryo because like Diana, you get the proc with the E skill, it's applying cryo, right? And you can repeat that multiple times, and then her ultimate, it's like doing it every tick, right? Because it takes a second for it to go. I don't know what the ICD is,
I
but
think Layla's is more. Because Diana's doesn't. Well, actually, Diana's does tick a lot.
I
I
have
don't
not.
know.
I haven't actually measured it. I just like see that it's with Layla. There's two like
Yeah.
concurrent cryos that are going on over time, like alongside each other.
That's why I was gonna agree with StatJunkies because I think all that crowd the Starries plus the ultimate I feel like would be.
Mhm.
I don't know. You have to test it.
Yeah, as far as I know, the cryo application isn't like anything notable, and that it's at least similar in terms of what they both do. But as for like what I was saying, Diana provides some rare things like attack down, which is actually pretty useful in some scenarios, right? It byproduct makes you tankier.
And it decreases their movement speed too.
With you also get so you get stamina cost reduction, you get movement speed. She does like 20 other things. Like she does a little bit of everything. And she's like
she's
the
so
go-to
insane.
unit for physical Electro characters. She's the go-to. Like you were using her on my team.
What about her best constellation, her C4?
We don't talk about that. That's the pre-Eula era where characters had terrible constellations.
Is that the one that boosts her own charge shot attack?
Yeah, 60%. She becomes goat. She's better than Ganyu at that point.
It's
Goat
60%
Yona.
reduction in like charge time. I don't know why that constellation exists.
When your ultimate is procced, yeah, she has 60% reduced charge.
My favorite
It's
constellation.
I think I have
So
actually
useless.
used Amos Bow Diona. There was one time on stream I did a 4
Listen,
Dionas co-op where everybody ran a different build Diona. We had a physical Diona, a healer Diona, a cryo charge shot Diona.
And
We went to fight the Primogia Bishop together.
I mean, she can do good damage. Wait, actually, have you seen the clip where she one-shot Scaramouche?
No.
Send it. Send it. Do you have
There's a I'll have to. Oh, I actually have no idea. Hold on. Let me find it. I think it's in like Sheb's meme channel.
Put it on stream if you have it.
Yeah. I need to find it.
That
There's
would be so funny.
There's a clip of her doing insane damage.
What do you guys think of
Found it. I found it. Okay. Hold on.
I was gonna say, what do you think of Scaramouche being weaker than the other weekly bosses that we've had in terms of HP?
Oh,
Honestly, I'm glad that he's weaker than Raiden.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
like
Raiden.
canonically.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah. But
I was expecting him to be insane. I'm not gonna lie.
I died to him one time because I didn't know what the mechanics were. Like I didn't realize you have
Yeah.
to pick those things up off the ground, so he like one-shotted me. I died to his one shot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You get an achievement for that too. I remember that. That was my first time I ever did it. You get an achievement when you died to his one shot, and it's like I forgot what it was, but it said something, and it was funny because the first time I fought him, I kept swinging at his legs. I'm like, why am I doing no damage? I'm like, this guy's tanky.
Yeah.
I'm like, how am I supposed to hit him? I'm swinging at his legs the whole time.
But no, I like his balance though. I feel like
Yeah, I do too.
he's in a pretty good spot.
Okay, it's not necessarily a one shot, but he does hit 200k with his Diana on Scaramouche. You can see it in the clip I sent in memes.
Okay.
He dies. I think who's the? I don't know. He like swirls with Kazu and it like melts his HP.
Let me see.
Yeah,
right
he
now.
just dies stupid fast because of all the buffs that are stacked right there.
Well, yeah, that's Kazuha. That's Jesus.
Yeah, it's crazy.
219,000 with Diona.
Strongest Bow user, dude. Come on.
Better than Chi-Chi? Question mark? I don't think so.
It's not hard to be better than Chi-Chi.
No, it's pretty difficult. Can you revive your whole team? Didn't think so.
You know what?
You,
Blue
just
has
have to-
been.
you just have to go take a bathroom break, go make a sandwich, come back, and then you can revive your team again.
Blue has been
It's
using
so-
that on stream. So he what he does is he'll join my world, and so we'll just go and do something. And every time I die, he'll swap the Chi-Chi and then just revive me. I don't know why. But
Get up, bozo. Let me use the best character to help you.
Gotta flex it if you have it.
True.
is
So
Chi-Chi
funny.
really a flex though? Dendro funny. I don't. Okay, but again, we were talking about Diana for various reasons because
Yeah.
she's OP as hell. But
It
I'm
was
gonna go
Diana
back.
versus Layla at the beginning.
Oh, it basically boils down to Layla has a tankier shield. But
Layla has
Diana,
tankier shield and more
Diana
DPS.
does like everything else.
Diana gives mostly everything else and healing. So it's really
Yeah.
what do you think you need? Do you want more DPS or do you want a healer? It's up in the air.
I just
They're
think
both a shield tank. They're both cryo. One of them can hold elegy at the end though. That's the thing.
Mm.
If you want to do elegy at the end, you could do that.
I just think Diana's better specifically in teams like Eula, and that's what I was getting at. Is I don't like putting Layla with Eula, and I don't like agree with a lot of those Eula combos, like saying Rosaria is her best support. I don't agree with that, even if Rosaria is at C6. Right?
Rosaria is
Yeah,
not her
you
best support.
benefit extra from the crit rate, but that's not the goal, right? While
Just
she
get better
can be-
artifacts, nerd.
One last thing I do want to say that's pro Layla is that the radius of her burst is massive. It's like Albedo Ganyu kind of level burst
Mhm.
area.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Diona's cryo application, if you're counting her burst, is
Really
like
small.
it's like a Bennett burst size.
Yeah.
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 I think
Mhm.
I think her burst is the same size as Jean's ultimate. I think it's the exact same size. Her Diona and
Oh,
and
I have
Jean's
no
are the
idea.
same-
I don't use them
No,
together.
I literally just did it. They're the same
Okay,
burst
okay.
size. Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't. I don't know. For Eula in particular, I find Diana's initial like burst of energy recharge better, and I don't know how it works out over time, but I think over time Rosaria like gets more particles because of the short cooldown, but I don't really know. But yeah, I don't know. It's these crowd characters, they're kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree.
But yeah, back on like Dendro specifically. So we didn't talk
Mhm.
about. I mean, I know you said you didn't. We didn't need to, but I feel like we do. The Dendro and aggravate, and like spread, the insane damage and how this has brought a bunch of characters up in the game, just for
I'll say
existing.
next time we have to do the tier list because I feel like I don't know. I feel like StatJunkie probably agree with Kaching number 1. I feel like he
Out
would
of
put Kaching-
standard banners.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he
Ah.
would put Kaching at 1.
I don't know. I value
We'd have to think
Jeans
about it,
more
but
just because of how like
Mm.
there's a difference between you do big damage and you don't take any damage at all. Right? And if we're evaluating them both at C6, I don't know.
We'll
Gene
save that
specialists
for
would be
next
pretty
one. We'll
useful.
save that for next one. We
In
don't
a-
we
in
don't
a-
want to jump
In a
in.
pre-Kokomi Genshin state, I might have said Mona.
Yeah. Because of the
Just-
I was
freeze
never that
team.
high on Mona, to be honest with you.
Mona's
I'm
really
so-
good.
I still don't like her. It's like whatever.
What?
Dude, I have her built and I just don't touch her. Like,
Her C1's insane. She has one of the best constellations for Santa banners.
they need to buff it.
And her
Include Dendro
C4.
reactions.
Her
It's-
C4 gives 15% crit rate, so you can actually run less crit rate on your freeze characters.
Mona's does?
Well,
It does.
C4 gives 15% crit rate to any party member that attacks their ultimate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Her C6 is trash, but we don't talk about that. Her C1
Yeah,
though is really, really good.
I love looking at characters like before Eula and all their garbage constellations. I'm just like, people spent money on this?
I think the only character that can, in terms of standard banner, that has consistent good constellations would be Diluc. His is just damage, damage. Yeah. So
I'd
the
say
more
Genes
constellations
are
you get on
better,
them,
even though they
Jean,
are
Diluc, and
niche.
Kaching, yeah.
Even though they are niche, it's like, you unless you're a Xiao player, you're not getting used to the Anima Shred, but that is his best support there. And then the C6 makes you, it's 30%
Immortal,
damage reduction, and so you can literally become immortal if you stack the 3 characters that give damage reduction.
Yeah, her C6 is really good. Her C4 is her best one. That's the 40% shred.
Mm-hmm.
Her C2 is decent. Her C1 though is niche. That's only for her. That's only for her DPS build. And I'd still argue Diluc's are better because his is just constant damage stacking, attack speed stacking. It's all the above. So it just makes them more and more and more powerful. Kaching's are pretty good too because she gives herself. She doesn't already need energy recharge, but then one of her constellations gives her particle regeneration, which just makes her ultimate always off cooldown. But I'd say Diluc's
anyways. So like I don't know, Kaching's aren't really good. Her constellations are pretty bad.
What? I would say they're bad. They're not great. They're not bad though.
Yeah, but she doesn't need energy recharge at all.
It's one of her the other constellations give her attack, like 25% attack, and yeah, she gets 25% attack from her C4. Her C1 gives her a little bit extra damage on her elemental skill, and then her burst gives her like what, 20 or 20, I think 18% extra electro damage bonus or something.
It goes up to 24. But it's
24
inconsistent because you have to like combo it and it falls off. But that's the point.
So yeah, so hers gives 24% electro damage. But I'd say hers are really good. Her C6 is pretty decent. Her C4 is pretty good too. 25% attack is nice.
It's hard for me to leave personal bias out of it because I don't enjoy playing Kaching.
Oh, I love Kaching. That's why I have bias towards it. She still has, to this day, she still has one of the best looking bursts in the game. I don't think anyone can really argue against that. That burst is fire. Fire. They were cooking with that burst. She is fun, yeah. Absolutely fire.
Yeah, you're over there like, I hate playing her so much, dude.
She's so fun. I use it all the time.
I enjoy. I can get behind playing her in a quick swap kind of way, where I would play Electro based Kaching.
Then play Aggravate Kaching.
Yeah, I could, but I already have Beto, Raiden, Fischl, and Kuki all at least 80 out of 90.
I know, but like Aggravate Kaching, it's quick swap. I never don't have my burst up on that team.
Yeah, quick swap teams are always going to be, I think, one of the better teams to run, unless you're doing like Eula, who is stacking up to 1 million plus damage. You know,
just get C6.
Oh yeah, thanks. I'll remember that for next time. It's so annoying.
But yeah, I don't know. At least for me, Kaching has had a massive boost in how like good she is.
Yes. Yeah.
With it, and that goes for all Electro units. Like. Yeah,
Yay Miko got buffed. Finally, Goat Miko buff.
Miko's actually really good now that Aggravate.
Yeah, Yay Miko is insane now. Those turrets, especially if you ever C6, her turrets are doing like 300k. It is so stupid. Her turrets hit so hard. And actually, matter of fact, is ever since that buff, a lot of Electro characters now want 4 Thundering Fury instead of what they had before.
I've been strongboxing for that. Every time I get leftovers, I strongbox the Thundering Fury.
Me too.
Yes, but I also disagree just because some of them have kind of like better artifact sets. Kaching, yes, I agree, right?
Yay Miko, I'd say Thundering Fury is her best now.
It's still
before it was I don't know about
it's still Emblem. You want to be able to burst.
You sure?
Yeah. You want to be able to burst. That's the main thing.
Just get energy recharge stats, bro. Well, get better artifact stats.
Wait, which character's best is 4 Emblem?
Yeah.
Yay Miko. I don't think so. I don't think 4 Emblem is still her best. I'd say 4 Thundering Fury might be better. Especially if you run Yay Miko as a what she was before, then I'd say 4 Emblem is still her best. But you can have like 2-piece Thundering Fury, 2-piece Emblem. That's pretty decent. Or double attack, Thundering Fury and attack. Yay Miko, you can run a lot of builds on her, which is kind of nice. It's up to you what you want to run. But
Yeah,
if you
but
can get like
I still
140
think
energy,
emblems because the mainly the damage gain, and you want the burst to happen on cooldown for your rotation, because that's
if
the
it
bulk of her damage for most teams.
not the bulk.
Well, she can't snapshot with her skills, so like you won't get any EM boost. It would have to be
I
a
mean,
character
that's
that boost EM off of field. So like
Nahida.
in a lot of no, it's for the active character.
If she's I know, but if she's in there and you burst with her, she could still hit a lot on her ultimate, right?
Well,
Is that what
yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying?
If Nahida's no. I'm saying like the E skill. The E skill does not
Okay.
snapshot. So most
Yeah, it
characters
doesn't.
don't buff Miko's damage while she's off field, and you want to burst on cooldown. So like she works perfect for Nahida because when you're on field, you'll get the extra EM for your burst procs and aggravate. But that's also why
Yeah.
like you want emblem because you want to maximize that damage, right? Like
Well, if you
having
were
Thundering Fury, you don't get as much damage, and she also has energy recharge problems at that point. Still makes sense to
Okay.
run it, but in overall
maybe
effectiveness, emblem is just like a better setup.
maybe 2-piece
Because
and
of the
2-piece
burst
would be
cost.
nice then. You could do 2-piece Stunning Fury, 2-piece emblem maybe.
I
That'd be
mean,
cool.
yeah, of course, like,
That'd be
you can
balanced,
run
yeah.
other setups. It's not gonna be as much damage as running full emblem.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think we should just all build our characters like MiHoYo does in the character demos.
They put emblem on her.
Favonia's sword. Favonia's sword.
I mean, well,
We're gonna
actually,
do
no. Hold on. What did they? She's active right now. What did they put on her? I'm pretty sure
It has to be
before.
Kaguya's.
Every character in 4 Noblesse, even though it doesn't stack, all 4 characters 4 Noblesse.
I can't wait to use my C3 Raiden with 4 Noblesse and the Favonius Lance.
They did at one point have emblem. on
Whoa,
her.
okay, she actually
They
has
do
2-piece
2-piece.
Shurinawa's 2-piece Stunning Fury. Yeah.
They do 2 pieces of
Thundering Fury for the
okay,
win.
build.
Her build's not that bad in the demo, actually.
Yeah,
It's a decent build.
It's something.
What's Barbara on? 4 maidens. Okay.
It's Barbara. Come on.
They actually gave them builds. Kaya has 4 Blizzard. Lisa has 4 Thundering Fury.
Yeah.
They gave them decent builds. Widsith on Lisa too. Okay. Hey, okay, they're learning. Hey, they're learning. Sometimes they still go back to 4 Noblesse, but they're learning a little bit. We give them credit. We give them a little credit. Even if they're stupid, we give them credit. I'm just kidding. Please don't ban me.
Looking at the electro character specifically for this, I remembered that Dory exists now, and so I actually want to. I mean, maybe we can end it on this topic specifically, but with the extent of the 4-stars that have been releasing, who do you guys think is like the worst
Dory.
character now
Dory.
with the new characters we have? Because for me, it's quite an interesting lineup. Because we're sitting in a day and age where we have Jinian. Oh, hold on, my camera thing is lagging again.
You name off the characters that you're thinking right now?
Yeah, I will name them off. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I'll fix that bit. So we have Jinian, Aloy, Toma, Dory, Candace, and Razor that I think are the candidates for like the worst currently.
Candace what?
Oh, no. No. No.
Okay. Would it still have to be? Because Cryo doesn't have any reaction with Dendro, so I might say Aloy would be the worst.
I mean, I'm me personally, I'm putting them all in that like bottom rank of like don't even touch them, because it's kind of pointless. But I mean,
if you like
technically,
funny
Candace
lady,
does have one niche team that works kind of good, but
yeah, Candace, yeah, and Candace is she's like Hydro Beta but worse, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Her elemental skill is pretty decent, in terms of how much damage she could do, but she ain't touching Goat Dough. Goat Dough's too good. I love Beto. I still to this day have a triple count Beto. Don't care.
For me, it's between Dory and Aloy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. Candace, like, also she's got the normal buffing, which kind of like puts her in competition with Yunjin. I think
nowhere
Candace
near as much though.
Well, I think Candace
can do good damage though.
Her bonus that she gives scales with HP, and I think it doesn't have a cap, or if it does, it's a really high cap. You can give like 46k.
You have the initial buff that's 20,
getting
and
more.
then the other one I don't believe is capped. It's just a percentage of that. But
Yeah.
Like, that is true, but she's not providing as much as Yunjin, right?
Mhm.
But she does work specifically in that one setup that I will say what it is. It's Hydro Strike Diluc. It's kind of stupid, but you vaporize with Diluc doing Dragon Strike. It can do good damage. But that's a very niche setup that requires mechanical skill that's like...
Just get better at the mechanics, bro.
I don't know.
Does
It's not
Diluc-
something crazy. It's not a notable setup.
How much? Wait, with
It-
Diluc,
Diluc is a really high point
does
multiplier.
she? But does Candace override his self infusion?
No,
I don't
think so.
know.
Okay,
On his ultimate,
I just don't know how
think
this
so.
how it works.
I honestly
Okay.
don't know, but
I could test.
I
it.
went to Lose had a video where he's talking about Candace, and he was showing for some clips Hydro Strike Diluc where he did a ton of damage with it. Exactly that.
I know that Candace beats Bennett, Bennett beats Chongyun, and Chongyun beats Candace. It's like rock paper scissors, and then everybody beats Kaching.
Kind of sad, but hey.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't-
Kaching is
hey.
the avatar.
She is.
Yeah.
Actually, funny enough, I tried that build on Blue's account, and it's not that bad. I mean, it's not good, but it's actually kind of runnable. Avatar
What
Kaching.
team? Avatar
It-
Kaching. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's where you put every element as an infusion because she can infuse everything. You just run that
Oh.
team. It actually kind of works because you get
God,
the freeze,
Kaching.
you get the melt, and all that stuff. Like it actually kind of works.
Avatar Kaching. And this is so ridiculous. I love that. I'm gonna try
At
that.
that point, you could just run
You
four
just
good
run
elemental
National
sub
or something.
DPSs.
Yeah, exactly. But it kind of works.
But do you
kinda.
want Kaching to look like the best character in the game? Yes or no?
If you want to look at the best, you don't run that team. No.
No. You do that if you just want to feel like you are God.
You want to
That's
infuse
gonna be-
every element.
That's gonna be the when we go to Kanaria. That's gonna be the Traveler's final form. He just gets every element at once and he's applying it. You know how cool that would be though?
That does make me wonder what they're gonna. Oh my god, dude! They're gonna turn Traveler into a healer. I just realized this.
Hydro Traveler?
Fontaine Hydro Traveler is definitely a healer.
Probably.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Maybe.
If the Archon doesn't have a revive in her base kit, I'm rioting. Just saying. The Archon
why?
doesn't
Because
have a
Even
revive.
less value.
At that point, Chi-Chi's gonna have competition. We don't want that.
We can't let anyone become more powerful than Chi Chi. It would unbalance the game.
Unbalanced, yes. Giving another character revive is the most unbalanced thing ever. Clearly.
If your team dies and you need that 15-minute revive, just close the game for 14 minutes and 58 seconds and log back in. Then you'll be fine again.
I
Speaking of which, that does remind me about like opening the map while you're in Spiral Abyss to like let particles travel, because particles will keep on traveling to your character even if you open the map. So you can like you
Yeah.
can tighten your rotations. If you're feeling really weird, you could do that.
That's if you're like maximum nerding right there. That's straight like speedrunner. Well, not I wouldn't say speedrunner because would you have to?
No,
Would you
speedrunners
pause
just out
your-
damage. No, they literally just
Okay.
out damage it. Because like a lot of them are using like Raiden, and so it will wipe the field and then give you all your energy back.
Oh, okay.
And also they can keep going because again, if assuming you have it C6, you don't have to, but if you have it, you don't have to stall in between phases because she will reduce the cooldown by a little bit.
Right.
That's being
So-
said, you do the other side low enough, you're gonna get your burst back up, but if they're somehow fast enough.
So back to what you started off with. Do we all agree that Aloy is still the worst character now? Because
She's
even
down
after
there, yeah.
Dendro, Cryo has no reactions with it.
She's down there. I mean, the only thing I have to point out is like the burst multipliers of those characters that are commonly considered low tier. Like, for example, Amber. She has higher burst damage multiplier than both Jinyan and Aloy. So her total damage without reactions is higher. And with reactions, you can't react with physical. So I believe Aloy actually has a higher multiplier than Jinyan.
Just wait till Xinyan gets her signature 5-star weapon and her signature set, and she just beats the entire game. You're gonna be so mad.
I'm waiting for Kaching's
Me-
signature weapon.
Oh yeah.
Still
Song of
doesn't
Broken
happen.
Pines and like what's the other one? The Thresher. The Thresher's pretty okay for her because
Yeah.
she gets damage scaling on defense as well.
The Red Horn, yeah.
Mhm.
I So, if you had to put a bottom tier, it would be Aloy, Dory.
No, I told you what the bottom tier was. I read it out.
Amber.
The bottom one I have current. Well, I'm not finished. I'm revising it because of Dendro. But
Okay.
currently, it is Jinian, Aloy, Toma, Dory, Candace, and Razor.
What? Razor?
I see no reason to use Razor as a damage dealer anymore. Like, what's the point?
If you don't
Even
have
if you're-
Eula,
even if you're
he
early
does
game.
good damage though.
I don't think Toma can be in that tier anymore because of,
Yeah, Toma no. I was gonna say that too.
So what you
Toma,
would move? You
Toma's gotta
guys
go.
would move both Toma and Razor up.
I would move Toma up. Razor you could throw up to for debate, I guess, but Toma has to go up. With him with Dendro now is he's actually pretty good. I would
think he-
move Toma up.
I mean, like
I think he's
I'm-
like the only virgin option. Well, it's not the only virgin option, but
He's the best one.
I mean,
he's the only off-field pyro virgin option
Yeah.
that doesn't. Well, like Zhang Ling is too fast. Who else is an off-field pyro? Because you can't keep burning on the
Most of them
Nahida.
aren't.
Yeah.
Amber's bunny.
I mean, sure.
And then you have the
Like
option
that.
of making your Animo unit your Virgin trigger, but then you're spreading the fire everywhere, and you're probably going to call, or I mean, your Virgin trigger, but then you're going to make them. Wait, I keep getting Virgin and Burning mixed up because they both start with Burr. But
Funny
if you try to
Damage-
make an
damage
Animo
go
unit
for-
do the Virgin, they'll cause burning.
Yeah.
I think.
I think you're right on that. I don't remember exactly, but I think you're right. This
I mean,
so
I'm willing to move those two up.
Candace too? You have Candace in low tier? You have Candace next to Aloy? What are you smoking?
Usability.
What? You're
Smoking usability.
trolling.
No, I'm willing to move those characters up.
There's no way you have Candace and Toma on the same tier as Zin Mid and the character that you only can get if you had a PlayStation. Like, stop
Mid-boy.
trolling.
No, you could get her without a PlayStation. It was just after.
I know.
that.
I'm just saying. It's funny. It'd be funny if she was only PlayStation. What about her signature weapon that she had to be on PlayStation for? You can't use it.
I do have the PlayStation rewards because my friend logged in for me, but like,
Yeah.
Oh, you could do
It's-
that?
yeah,
I would do that just to get the wings, you know?
yeah, I have the wings.
I want the wings.
I have
I
the
have
wings
the-
too. Yeah.
Let me actually. I don't know.
I
if it's gonna lag.
originally bought a PS5 just to play Persona 5. It literally was the only reason.
And
I
now
bought
it's
a
on every
PlayStation.
platform.
Well, I mean, I bought it 2-3 years ago at this point. But yeah, dude, it's like
Oh,
At-
I
at
can't
this
equip
point-
the wings though. It's blocked out. Yeah, I have them, but I can't equip them. Thank you, Genshin.
oh yeah.
But
Why can't
yeah,
you equip them?
because I'm not on PlayStation Network.
Oh, you have to equip them on PlayStation?
You can't equip them unless you're on the PlayStation Network.
Wait, let me
Can I equip them on PlayStation, leave them there, then go back on a different?
I think it defaults
platform?
to the regular glider.
Oh. Oh yeah, you only can equip them on PlayStation Network. That's okay. Good thing I have
Oh,
a
well, then there's no
PlayStation.
point.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I will say I'm so mad I missed out on the KFC wings, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I wish I could
I'm-
get those.
I missed out on those too, but it's okay.
I just want
It's
it.
alright.
I like having the color
don't know.
match.
It was such a weird way to get them. The only way that I was aware of to get them is to find a streamer that was participating in the event,
Yep.
sub to them, and then you get them. Is that right? That's the only way to
Yeah,
get them?
That's how
That
you
was
got
the
it in
only way.
America. If you were in the other countries that did it,
Yeah.
they allowed you to go to that country's like KFC place and get the
Especially in
bucket.
China, yeah.
And but well, that's a funny thing. So I don't know why we're going on this tangent, but they shut down places because this was during COVID, right? They shut down places
Yeah.
because there were so many people going out to Chinese KFC to try to get the code for Genshin.
Oh.
Hey man, you gotta get those wings somehow. Get it? Get the wings. That's like an M&M bar, dude. Jeez.
That was so unfunny. You make me want to leave.
That was
right
that was
now.
a straight M&M bar.
Bars.
I'm about to- They call me Mr. 9 Mile.
Stop.
Instead of 8 Mile, 9 Mile.
Stop.
Do you think
Uh,
Alhatham is going to be a shielder?
I think it's gonna be a spread DPS.
Good. Yeah, good. What if Al-Haytham is just nothing? He's just Toma. Toma 2.
Dude, he's a 5-star.
People would riot. Blue Knight would riot.
He'd still C6 him though. He's like, I hate Mihoyo. I'm gonna keep spending money.
I don't know, Blue. You want to tell us?
Wait, are we on stream right now?
No, we're not. We're not.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, let us know in the comments. He said he was just recording.
Yeah.
That's why he's gonna edit it out.
I'll edit this one for whatever. I'll do funny the rock meme where he's like, eyebrow. Right?
You could do the eyebrow thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I never.
I can move my ears too, but that's.
Thanks for the information.
Yeah, it's
Do it.
usually
yeah.
just information.
I want to see.
I impressed some kids
What?
today by doing that, or yesterday.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh,
hell no, man. What the
That's crazy. You should, dude. It's like, you know how birds have like the thing where they pull out their wings and they flap it to attract females. You should start doing that with your ears. Do that with your ears.
Let me get some elf ear clip-ons too, so they point out and they just stab you. I go next to someone and
Yeah.
stab.
Yeah. That's a great idea, man. You should do that.
That's amazing.
I think you'd have an instant female.
It hasn't worked so far. I've tried.
It hasn't worked so far. You'll get it next time. I promise.
Mission failed. To get him next time.
Is that everything, Mr. Demon?
I don't know. We have hit the hour 30 mark. Pretty entertaining.
Hell
I'd
yeah.
say. I don't know if you guys had any closing comments, or if someone wanted to do the outro, whatever.
We should have outro music.
Outro music?
Yeah.
Is there an outro tradition that we already have?
No, we don't have one. This is the first time I'm doing this.
We have an intro tradition, which is I make fun of his "What's going on, gamers?" I always make fun of him every time.
I might have my kazoo nearby.
What's going on, gamers? We are leaving.
You have a kazoo? What do I have? Let me see.
I don't have any
lotion.
musical instruments.
What about my lotion? I could just spray
Your
it on my
lotion.
hands. Hold on.
No, put it away.
What about my fidget spinner?
Family-friendly content.
Ooh, healing bonus, Deepwood.
Why do you have a fidget spinner?
CD-ROM with a
my
Captain
God,
Crunch
dude.
video game on it.
Is he kidding?
Look at this dude.
Dude, Alio just cuts out the figure.
No.
That's
I'm
perfect.
trying to find it.
The gritty hit the nasty. Hit the nastiest gritty.
Look at the top of his head.
It's so stupid. I could just hit the most devious screen.
Do it. Hit the most devious gritty.
You have to do it too. Move your green screen. I'm not doing it by myself. I'm not embarrassing myself. Come on.
You don't want to do the gritty?
Dude, come on. I'll do it with you.
Devious gritty, the
Get up,
nastiest
get up.
gritty. I don't
Get
know how
up,
to
let's do
gritty.
it.
I don't know how to gritty.
No, neither do I.
Never even heard of a gritty.
You've never heard of the gritty?
It's how do I explain it? It's like it's a dance move.
Type
but
in
it looks
Beer's
like-
gritty. Yeah,
It's
okay.
so stupid.
Here, let's do the deviant. Oh god, I need to move my chair out of the way.
Are you ready?
I don't think I have enough
Hold on,
room.
mic's in the way. Hold
I
on.
can't.
There we go.
Here, were you
good?
doing the gritty? I don't know.
Alright, ready?
Yeah.
Oh my
Ready?
god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
Dude.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Stay positive.
Yeah. See ya.